Hello and good afternoon, everybody. I hope you're having a wonderful day thus far. This is Vanessa, aka DJ Bubbles from Toronto. You done know. As you may already be aware, there's a peaceful demonstration upcoming on April the 11th. On April the 11th, between the hours of 1 and 3 p.m at Queen's Park, also known as the Legislative Assembly grounds of Ontario. And there's been a flyer that's been circulated to just create awareness about the event location, date, and time, and all the pertinent information. But perhaps uh, details of the results or what we'd like to see accomplished from the Black community at this peaceful demonstration has not been explained in more detail. So I'm here today to provide you with that detail. So today is Throwback Thursday. I'm just going to take you back a little bit into um, the history, the struggle that Black people have been through in North America for a long, long time. So I'm going to talk about the civil rights movement. The civil rights movement was the greatest movement to ever occur for Black people here in North America. You done know. So the civil rights movement didn't just come about overnight. I'm going to touch some factors that contributed to the reason why the civil rights movement was incited. So we all know Rosa Parks, who won the victory by sitting down rather than standing up. You done know, and this occurred in 1955 when Rosa Parks initiated the boycott in 1955. Then we had that sit in movement in 1960 when those four Black college students refused to leave the Woolworth food counter without being served. And then we have that great march on Washington in 1963, where a group of Black people united together and held that big march in 1963 to petition for equal employment and fight against the inequality for Black people within the labor market. You don't know. And so what happened is that all these incidents incited the great civil rights movement. When we think of the great civil rights movement, we always think of Martin Luther King Jr., the late great Martin Luther King Jr. So I just wanted to give you like a explanation of what incited the peaceful demonstration upcoming on April the 11th. And so if you look on the flyer, you'll see the big caption is the Ontario Black Missing Teens. So this demonstration was incited because of law enforcement's reaction and lack of effort made to locate these missing Black youths, not only missing from Ontario, but all across Canada. The lack of public awareness created, and then also on top of the lack of police involvement and efforts to find out why so many Black teens were missing at such a rapid rate. The narratives, there were a few town hall meetings held to give an opportunity for the Black community to voice their concerns about the lack of police involvement and the fact that the boys and girls' disappearances were not being broadcasted on mainstream media. So there were some town hall meetings held to provide an opportunity for the Black community to address their concerns to the police force, the mayor of Brampton, and what have you. And the narratives that were created, or responses coming from the figures of authority I just mentioned, was that these missing Black teens were not actually missing. They're coming from broken homes, homes that are homophobic. Um, what else did they say? That they got caught up in gang involvement, or could possibly be involved in fleeing up north to, engage in the illegal distribution of narcotica. So these responses were not satisfactory to a majority of the members of the Black community here in Ontario. So, what incited this peaceful demonstration upcoming is the fact that a ton of Black teens missing at a rapid rate. The explanation provided to the Black community in these town hall meetings were outrageous and also very stereotypical and discriminative as well. So, this incited the peaceful demonstration. Now, it's not only what's happening with the missing boys, but just like the civil rights movement, the very last straw was the Birmingham campaign. So this was the last straw for the Black community, and so we've decided to uh, organize a peaceful demonstration because the town hall meetings strategy was not working. And as you can see, there's no media coverage regarding these missing teens. We also still endure discrimination. We also endure police brutality. For example, Defonte Miller, um, Black lives being lost at the hands of the police, microaggression. We walk into a store and uh, within a minute or two, we're under surveillance. Depending on the address that you include on your resume, we can never say that there's equal employment opportunity because there isn't. I think I've mentioned before that the four most marginalized groups in Canada are the Jewish community, the LGBTQ, the Indigenous, and then our people, the Black community. However, the difference between the Black community and those other groups I've just mentioned is that laws were amended, rewritten, and changed that were specific to their population. Laws such as laws in place against anti Semitism, the Indigenous being provided full protection from the Human Rights Act in Canada, and then the LGBTQ, who, because of all the discrimination and exclusion and barriers they face here in Canada, they rewrote totally amended the Human Rights Act in 1996. However, the law has never rewritten or amended laws or legislation that are specific to our people. So before we can see all these societal issues for Black people corrected or restraining people from, speech hate against us, police brutality, and many other factors that incited this peaceful demonstration, the law has to be rewritten and amended. So if you want to know the result that we hope to see after the demonstration, of course, change doesn't come overnight, but we want to let them know, the government know, that we don't want to stay quiet anymore. The same way laws were amended and rewritten to change how people are actually allowed to treat the Jewish community and speak of them and the LGBTQ and the indigenous, we want the same justice and acknowledgement from the Canadian government. So that is the ultimate outcome that we hope to see. It won't happen overnight, we're already aware, but it is a step in the right direction. So, what incited the peaceful demonstration was the missing boys, and we've made sure to include that on the flyer. However, we believe in getting to the root cause of why our lives are devalued so much in Canada. You don't know. So I just wanted to give you that explanation. We hope to see each and every one of you from our Black community there on April the 11th at the Legislative Assembly grounds of Ontario to unite together and demand that the law be rewritten to include laws specific for our community too. I hope that I've provided you with a clear explanation. You done know. Bless up, and I hope to see you on April the 11th. You done know.